Good morning, people. Good morning. Ken Intelligent and Spaz got here first with the wrenches. Good morning. Peace. We got to come in here for a minute. I've been cooking lately. They said, Gully, man, you've been cooking lately. Did you see him doing the gator shuffle? Yeah, I seen him doing the dance. He said the gator shuffle. He said, who is Quilly, son? Yeah, that's the problem. That's something that we're going to have to clarify. Everybody don't even know who the fuck he is. Cut from a different cloth. He said the title, This is the Truth. He said he bugging. Have y'all been paying attention? 17th Street YG. What's up? Which one of my people is that? One of the Hendersons and shit. Who that? Who that? Day? Tony. He said from Philly, Quilly. Yeah, he from Philly, man. He says, spot him, got him. Said Quilly always acting like her. Okay. He's on drugs. He said Quilly Millz is well connected. He well connected to the water plug. Perk 30s, getting shot up, and Meek Mill is all he talk about. Is he tweaking? What do y'all think brought it to this? How did it make it to the internet? What you think he just said? Fuck it. I know at a point in time it was said that he was filming videos from a rehab in Arizona. He was in Arizona last year. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all share this live. We're gonna kick it for a minute. We need to talk about what the fuck's going on with Quilly, yo. Like, is y'all watching this shit? Is y'all watching this shit? Quilly is spinning out of control like Delonte West. For real. He seemed like he got the Delonte West shit. He said Quilly trolling. No, he ain't. A person who trolling don't be saying shit that could get their head busted and shit. He done said some shit that niggas don't too much like the shit with A.R. Ab. He said, A.R. Ab the only one that stood up to me. Yo, they're gonna have to clear that up. They're not gonna just accept that like that. He is. Everything in the dark comes to light. So only so long fake thugs can pretend. You ain't gonna hide no drug habit. You're not. He said Quilly Muslim, Gully. So why is he the fuck on drugs? Yo, listen. When we talking about MCs from Philly, don't come in here and say, yo, he Muslim. Don't do that. Don't even waste that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're looking for people's conduct to be consistent with that. Mad Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I ain't gonna never be able to say your name unless I say it all, fam. That's how I heard Farrakhan say it. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He said Quill got energy, but it's a different type right now. Different type. He's getting high. Y'all don't know when somebody's getting high? Y'all know when somebody's getting high? Did y'all see that nigga say, the streets love me. The streets love me. Y'all ain't see that shit? Did y'all see him slobbing and shit like that? I'm like, damn. That was the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Instead of shooting for, worldly recognition, he want to be noticed by the streets of Philly. He want that. That's what he want. Once money ran out from shows, he finished. If he can't support his Perk 30 habit, they own showings by the hundreds on live. And he yelled out the window. He said, remember Leak, Moss, and Hunter Shadda say they beat up Quilly for this and Ab? He definitely got assaulted. Something happened to him. He either got hit with a hammer Or a motherfucker might have jacked a pistol off at his foot or some shit. Motherfucker might have banged off at his foot or something like that. But yeah, he got strong armed. Everybody knew about that. That shit was like known. He said Islam and Christianity got the most bodies under their belts in human history. So being in a religion means nothing. Nothing. Good morning, everybody. Make sure y'all share my live video about Fat Joe. I'm being told that I'm the only person to cut into him like that. I'm the only person with a platform that says something about his mistreatment of Bill Cosby. Let me find out. Quilly said he'll steal from OBH again. OBH ain't the guys that he stole that money from that he was talking about. That was somebody else if you read between the lines and shit. He don't got nobody of substance behind him at all. Niggas watching him burn. Whoever the guy that was in the car with him was 100% a yes man. He was a yes man. My man wouldn't have been on live just fucking himself around like that. Not with me in the car watching anyway. Shit, you can't care about him watching him do this shit. He said that ain't lean either. That boy on white. Tariq Nasheed flamed Fat Joe as well. Yeah, he need to mind his business. I'm told that he said something critical about Sha'Carri Richardson too, the Olympian. I heard he said something slick about her. Man, you got to pick a different struggle, Joe. Man, I'm done with that. I'm done with Fat Joe. I believe me saying something opened some other people's eyes. Now they at the point where they saying this nigga got ghostwriters and he don't be writing raps and much respect for that Joe piece. Many were scared to touch on that, but being a true journalist covered it. Why would somebody be scared to tell the truth, man? Y'all just is gonna sit there and let him bash Bill Cosby and talk crazy like that? Let me tell you something. He said it's 50 people. If 50 people all saying the same thing, it's got to be some truth to it. That's kind of what he said. 50 people said something about Africa Bambaataa. You from the Bronx, right, Joey? Over 50 people said something about Africa Bambaataa for years, but you don't go there. You don't fuck with that. You don't fuck with that. You pick and choose what you want to fuck with and shit. Just stop fucking with black people, man. We off, Joe, though. He said it got spooky quick for Joe. It's like some people couldn't wait to say something after you. I could be the catalyst. If that's what it is and shit, but he said, but all 50 people had the same lawyer. He said, back to Quilly, addict ass. He gonna get his mans indicted on live showing hundreds of pills in his face. Oh, he's still glorifying drugs. He's still promoting drugs. He's still glorifying drugs. He's still glorifying drugs. He flashing drugs on live. He deserved everything that happens to him. He deserved everything that happens to him. He do. He deserved everything that happens to him. And he gonna be in one of them famous Pennsylvania rehabs, not be able to hide. That's why they sent him to Phoenix the first time. That's why he was in rehab in Phoenix the first time. If you go to any rehab in Pennsylvania, motherfucker gonna know him. Motherfucker gonna notice him. Man, what you in here? What you doing in here, man? I loved you. I used to love that one jam. What the fuck is you doing in here? Some people get them fake pills and end up liking that Fetty. Don't do it. I got a nephew got 20 years for that Fetty. He just got it about maybe 3-4 years ago. He said, I knew it. He was riding with the perk, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. That shit's like a big deal down there. Like that shit's like a big deal down there. Let me share something with y'all, right? When I went to the OBH studio, when I was interviewing OBH, I'm moving through the building doing interviews and shit. I noticed I was like the only person in the whole building smoking weed and shit. I immediately noticed that the studio didn't even really smell like weed. You didn't see like ashtrays laying around with blunts in them, and none of that. I'm like, damn, that's different. I ain't think nothing of it. I just thought it was odd. And then the guy showed up. The guy showed up with their party favors and shit, and they swarmed him. Big ass frenzy right in the middle of the studio and shit. I'm sitting there watching like, I'm like, damn. So, when I didn't see no weed, I should have knew what it was and shit. But that's their thing out there and shit. It's always been like that. Syrups and pills and shit. Since the 80s, Jefferson Street. Top Media, I remember that. Yeah, party favors. I don't have a relationship with him. Nah. He said dry snitching. Dry snitching is getting on camera saying that Skinny Me is a killer. That's dry snitching. Dry snitching is saying that your connect got killed and they left the business to you or whatever the fuck he was doing. You can never give me that case, my nigga. I cover the media. You know what I'm saying? I cover the media. And if I say anything that raises, like, I didn't have to tell y'all that. I could have put that in my book. Some things I've been through is coming in like 90 days and shit. But some niggas is just, they into them pills and shit, yo. In Chicago, they were called T's and Blues. Yeah, it's been around. My sister passed off them perks. Let that shit go. That drink have niggas with serious kidney stones and withdrawals. You don't think it's ironic? Freeway has some problems with his kidneys. Dark Low has some problems with his kidneys. Y'all don't see a pattern. Folks got to change their way of living. That's it. But we off that. Quilly obviously got a serious problem, though. I don't think he gonna ever return to. He can't. Nigga salvaged his rap career, man. A couple of days and shit. Niggas don't follow junkies, yo. Niggas don't follow junkies. They don't. Not long. For real. He said they block your bowel movements. Niggas that's on them don't shit for weeks. He said wherever there's poverty, there's going to be pills and other drugs of such. Facts. Quill can't get it back. He didn't cross the line. Yeah, I said yesterday he was on like the 5-yard line and shit, and he just kept going and going. He's on Nizzy Straws right now. Shit, Nizzy Straws was Tiffy Bay's artist for a minute. He ended up getting shot and paralyzed. That was sad. He was kind of getting... It was kind of making some progress with him and shit. I was close to that situation a little bit. I was in touch with Tiff at the time. And I remember when they paid Quilly for a feature. Everybody was talking about it. I remember this shit. I remember it. I know he wouldn't be talking like that if Tiffy was home, though. People said Nizzy. He said Nizzy's a child predator or some shit like that. It's just a big mess, but he's a little kid. Why is you going at this little nigga, man? You'd have been stomped out on camera and shit like that. John Green, I hate you. Perks don't make you act like that, not the real ones anyway. That's them E-bombs. Quilly on E-bombs. He trying to get healthy but can't take it. My brother on pills, and it's hard to kick. I feel for him. What's E-bombs? Ecstasy? Yola 17. I think I remember that. They took Quilly chain of Popeyes. He didn't do shit. It wasn't no day. That was one person. Quilly is fouled for going at Nizzy. Him getting shot drove him to severe depression. Not only that, he's a shorty and shit. He a young boy and shit. That shit corny. They think they on perks and ecstasy when they really on that Fenty. They mixing E with meth. They real meth pills. Man, you niggas just taking white folks drugs. There ain't no separation no more. Hey yo. Constipation is the reason your kidneys get damaged. I heard them pills and lean does that to you. Hey man, come the fuck on, man. Akron, Ohio was good, pimp. There used to be a separation. When I was growing up, like recently, yeah, let me share this with y'all. When I was in LA recently, a black guy offered me some shrooms. I'm like, man, the reefer man. I said, huh? Man, I don't do shit like that. I was offended and scared. I was ready to get. Now I want to check your weed and shit, see if this what the fuck you say it is and shit. Cause the reefer man ain't supposed to have no goddamn mushrooms. That's some other shit, ain't it? That's crossing over into psychedelic. You know, you get to seeing shit. He said, do you care who won the NBA finals? Who won the finals? Hey yo, you niggas is crazy, man. This new generation, I knew it was fucking going bad when I heard that little nigga Quando Rondo said he pull over me and my man, we need a pack of Camels. Camels? Black folks smoke Camels now? What the fuck? He said shrooms are natural. No. The ones you eat are probably natural. Portobello mushrooms are probably natural. All that other shit. This is left up to speculation. You motherfuckers keep experimenting. Keep experimenting with your motherfucking mental shit. Since when black folks smoke Camels? If a nigga post up at the Lucy spot with some Camels, it's gonna be some problems. Hey yo, picture the Lucy man selling Camels. He ain't gonna been this long. Black people ain't with that shit. These new young niggas smoking Camels. He said niggas smoke Camels with no filter. This is some new shit, man. Oh my goodness. He said these new high potent hybrid indoor weeds ain't really natural either. Don't try to slander the good weed, man, with these fucking shrooms. That nigga had no business offering to dribble shrooms. I don't know whether that was just part of his sales pitch, but I'm like, man, I'm black, man. We don't do that kind of shit. I'm original black man. I don't know what these new black men are doing, but the original black man, we don't do that, my nigga. I'm scared. Niggas taking shrooms. Is y'all crazy? I went to a rave one time. I went to a real rave one time. They didn't slow them raves down because motherfuckers was getting hurt, I believe. But they was having raves. White folks was having public raves for a minute. Like they was disguising them as parties and shit, like regular parties. Till you go in this shit and you see what the fuck is going on. I've been in a real deal rave. I'm talking about motherfuckers bouncing off the wall. The boom, doom, 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 the fucking lights flashing and shit. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, God damn, they getting it. Hey, yo, these white folks partying like a motherfucker. And I guess they was on good drugs because wasn't nobody set tripping and shit. And motherfucker coming through, the motherfucker came through with a bag of shrooms coming out the bathroom. We was going in the bathroom. He just passing shrooms out. Hey, man, hey, brother, hey, passing shrooms. And no, man. No. I went to a regular club and they was raving in the motherfucker. I said, ooh, they disguising this shit. They disguising this shit. They getting busy in the motherfucker in here. I said, damn. I wonder, do their parents know they in here boogieing like this? I know they all good kids. He said they quick to share their drugs in them raves. He said, you missing out. No, I ain't. No, I ain't. I've been feeling pretty good thus far. I'm in my 40s. I ain't missing out. Quilly smoking sherm sticks. Wow. Mental illness affects a lot of people. Y'all got to get up off the motherfucking mushrooms and the camels, yo. I'm on live. I'll get you back. All right. Rap can't party for real. Go check out Limelight about to turn on them other clubs owned by Peter Gation. He said, look at his weight. Yeah, Quilly looked like a lollipop now. His head all big and shit. Body skinny. Slobbing on camera. He need help. He gonna get himself hurt. Good morning to everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. We anti-drugs here. We is. They ain't got shrooms in the dispensaries, or they not selling it in the stores and shit like that. That shit ain't right. They don't know what the fuck gonna happen to motherfucker. Get off that fucking shroom. They need those hard narcotics to be violent. Oh, these niggas got to be highed up before they go, spray something. These niggas be high when they go to spray something, huh? He said sniffing glue. We was little kids laughing at glue sniffers in Baltimore. That was one of the drugs. That wasn't no black people shit. Glue, aerosol cans, sniffing paint, shit. Motherfuckers be drinking fucking, do you know that people that's real alcoholics will attempt to drink some fucking cologne and shit like that? I was in a rehab before. They wasn't allowed alcohol-based cologne. You couldn't have nothing but Muslim oil in this motherfucker. They couldn't have nothing with alcohol in that motherfucker. They said, man, motherfucker try to drink that shit. I was flipping out. They told me I couldn't have some type of cologne I had. He said, man, you can't bring that shit in here. Motherfuckers try to drink that shit. Damn. Different people need different medicines. Some vets with post-traumatic stress disorder can sleep with shrooms. Them niggas is already, anybody that was in wars and shit, you didn't already went to the upper room some type of way. You didn't see all types of destruction and shit like that. You didn't left here anyway and shit. You can take a fucking shroom. You didn't see Then you see the movie Dead Presidents. See that boy insides got blown out and shit like that. If a motherfucker done seen some shit like that, what could a shroom do to you? Oh, ain't that that's the type of shit you see when you're on a shroom, ain't it? Oh my goodness. He said them niggas will drink rubbing alcohol. Damn. Shrooms will do something to you, I know. That's why they denature alcohol and antifreeze. It makes it poison, so they won't try to drink it. Goddamn. Good morning, everybody. Quilly Millz is spinning out of control. He's making video after video. He went to the club. He started doing the Harlem Shake. He did the Harlem Shake, the Cabbage Patch, and some other shit. He's all the way gone. He all the way gone. Lucky number 7. I will. Peace to you, 7. He said people drink mouthwash too. My sister friend did shrooms. She haven't been the same since. I don't advise nobody to be experimenting with no drugs, yo. I'm telling you. They've deemed marijuana medicine. They have the term medical marijuana. They know this shit healed. They knew it healed all the time and shit. Right? Everything else, he said, what happened to Quilly? It wasn't reefer. My man said he tried acid. Y'all clearly from another generation. It just wasn't cool to do drugs in my generation. You know what I mean? People that did that shit, that was their business, and it just wasn't. Not the niggas I was around, not the cats I was around. Like, it was motherfuckers doing it, but they had no influence on me. He said you can't have mouthwash with alcohol in it in halfway houses. If you smoke weed every day, then you're a druggie. Why can't we just be high? Why can't we just be? Do you know people are prescribed to smoke weed daily? Did you know that? Do you know a doctor told motherfuckers, hey man, you're going to have to smoke a little bit of this here. But you ain't going to be here much longer. Your appetite fucked up. It ain't but one cure at this point. Try this magical leaf. Puff pods. Y'all remember when they had weed on a fucking Smurfs? They was calling it puff pods. Dude was walking around blowing like a motherfucker. Y'all remember that episode? The puff pods? Oh, shit. He said, if you eat sugar every day, you are on drugs. Good morning, everybody. Share this video. It's 500 people here. It's only $1 worth of likes. I don't get here and campaign with y'all for donations, man. I be giving y'all crack content from all over the goddamn world. Can't nobody else say that. Y'all hear how that tumbled out? I be giving y'all crack content from all over the goddamn world. Resume. My resume is severe, y'all. My hip-hop resume. Hip-hop resume is severe as a motherfucker, y'all. When you get to fucking with them niggas like Giallo Point, Blues Brothers and shit like that, your fans and shit, your comments start coming in from Australia and United Kingdom and shit like that. Colombia has a audience, a hip hop audience. Niggas down there with all that cocaine listening to hip hop. Colombia, I'm seeing it. Is that the new shit? He said, salute to Giallo. Yeah, they've been getting busy. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, man. Don't hide the plug. Get you one of these. The nationality hip hop joint. I had them for a minute. I couldn't keep up with it. Go to the source. Don't hide the plug. He said, reefer is a 40-year-old and up term. Reefer is the cool term. It's not reefer. It's reefer. Reefer. Who my reefer at? I didn't come up with that shit. If you 40 and you say reefer, you heard older motherfuckers saying that. You just picked it up from some old motherfuckers, that's all. It's just some slick shit to say. You know what I mean? He said, Quilly is hilarious, but sadly, niggas love to see a good fall from grace. He rapped about it the whole time. He rapped about it the whole time. He was talking about King of the Perks and all that type of shit. What the fuck? Fleetwood, that tickle you, huh? You don't remember in the 80s going to motherfucking, different your aunt's crib and shit and seeing the ashtrays? They was reckless. The ashtrays with the seeds in it and shit, they would leave the seeds in the ashtray and everything. You see the fucking ashtray with the seeds and the motherfucking, the joints and the roach clips and shit. You're like, damn, they was smoking like a motherfucker. You don't remember seeing that? Or the manila envelopes? You don't remember seeing the manila envelopes? That was part of being black when we shorties and shit. Seeing Easy Water and shit. The brown Easy Water. And there was another one, a green looking one. Y'all remember that? Yeah, roach clips. That mean your people were smoking reefer. He said that Bama weed. That wasn't Bama. They was giggling like a motherfucker. My aunts and them used to be giggling like a motherfucker at the cookouts and shit like that. That shit was good for the time. There used to be a lot of them bags too. He said auntie always talk about 4-finger ounces. He said, to this day, my mother and grandparents use Easy Water. That shit been in the community, man. You might want to stick to that. I can't speak for no other drug, man. It's here y'all go. He said, I remember seeing them envelopes when I was young. Yeah, your people smoking a little reefer, man. I remember I seen my Aunt Bay smoking at a family reunion. I was traumatized. I couldn't believe this shit. I was like, God damn. Went and told my cousins, Jimmy, Lamar, went and told my cousins, y'all won't believe this shit. I just seen Aunt Bay smoking reefer. They're like, who? Aunt Bay was smoking reefer. Oh, shit. I couldn't believe that shit. I said, I'll be damned. All of these motherfuckers smoke. Man, I guess they do it together. Family reunions is when they get busy. They let their hair down and shit. He said, I remember being told, go play. Yeah, that's when they tell us to go play. He said, my pop sold weed out of those manillas. Mine did too. Used to watch them niggas, we probably wasn't supposed to see it, but they used to do it right in front of us. They used to take an album cover. Take an album cover. They dump the fucking envelope out, the manila envelope out onto the album cover. And for some reason, it was always a deck of cards around. They grab a deck of cards and they start. Next thing you know, ain't no more seeds. And they tell all the kids, go play. He said, yeah, you go play and then you smell that funny smell. Y'all know that smell wasn't funny. Y'all know that smell wasn't funny. Y'all know that smell wasn't funny. That shit smells sweet. They smoking that shit again. He said cards was a seed rake. He said, what you know about dollar joints? See, if y'all was if y'all was pushing this dollar joint, this easy water thing, we wouldn't have Quilly Millz spinning out of control on pills and shit. These niggas got to glorifying the wrong shit. These niggas got to glorifying the wrong shit. We listen to the Chronic. We listen to the Chronic album. He said, facts, him in the South, my people did the same thing. That shit was part of being black, yo. My man said that's when we would ask moms for something. Facts. That's when we would strike. If you want to spend a night, on at one of your cousins' cribs or some shit, you want to go to anything, you want to do anything, this is when you ask them. Ain't that a bitch? Kids pick up on that shit. All right. They done smoked that shit. They feeling groovy and they're laughing and shit. Come on, let's go ask now, cuz. That's how we used to put our little sleepovers and shit together. Put our motherfucking sleepovers and shit together. They weed get to hanging. They weed get to wearing off and shit. They done forgot. You didn't just invited 5, 6 kids to your crib. God damn, Cynthia, you damn. Linda, you said they could spend the night. We in here. Nintendo all night. That's right. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. Make sure y'all get back to doing what you're supposed to do, man. Clean partying, video games, reefer, Snapples, Mystics. Get back to that. He said, that's when you heard that good soul music. My pops was the nigga and shit. My pops ran spots and shit. My pops ran spots. I used to be, you know what a till is? Anybody here know what a till is? I said I used to strike when they was feeling high and groovy. I used to tell my pops, man, let me get some money, man. Dad, let me get some money to play the video game. He said, man, go hit that till, man. Get you a few dollars. Y'all know what a till is. See, that's old school. It's old school hustler shit. It's pedigree. You got to go to the fucking Donald Goines or Iceberg Slim novels to get that terminology. He said the till. Yeah. You don't know nothing about that. Not in Philly. Weed is the salt on top of food. My man said, yeah, the till, baby. You remember that? Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know that's that slick talk. That's that shit my pops them was on. I believe the people that you are raised around, that's probably who you aspire to be. I was around ball players and hustlers and shit. That's where you get the dribble from. It's consistent. It's athletic. Fitness, finance, and fashion. That's the dribble and shit. All that drug usage, that ain't what's up. You're going to destroy yourself. We didn't see what Pimp C, DJ Screw. There's more. I don't want to, y'all know what I'm talking about, though. It don't be cute when you, when they find these guys and they overdose and dead and shit. The jokes be out the window. He said my Uncle June Solomon was a heavy hustler in Baltimore. That was his thing, the till. Yeah, my pops used to say, man, as long as you keep a till, you have some money and shit. Always keep a till around. He used to keep one in the house too and shit. No bullshit. Had a cash register in the house. Lack of male influence in the hood led to rappers being more influential than they should have been. It looks awfully fucking stupid and damaging when you promote something and you fall victim to the shit publicly and shit. But, maybe Quilly is the lesson that's to be learned for everybody and shit. He rapped about it. This was his thing. You see him now, he on the internet slobbing and doing all kind of shit. He's out of control. He said, that's another term of having a stash spot. He said Philly turned down on dope, Erks, blues, and juice. What's up with Stack Five? I don't know. What's up with Stack Five? He's a great basketball player, in my opinion, and shit. He seemed to be becoming more opinionated since after the confrontation that he had with Kwame Brown. He seemed to become, he on his internet shit. Some guys might be, he not playing basketball no more and shit. This might be his, his second season and shit. He might be starting a new season. I don't know. He said Steven Jackson okay, but I thought Steven Jackson was good. He played on a lot of teams and shit, but Steven Jackson, whatever team he was on, he contributed. The Lakers could use a Steven Jackson right now. Who would y'all rather be on the Lakers, Steven Jackson or Caldwell Pope and all them niggas? Kuzma. Who the fuck would you rather have? Steven Jackson or Kuzma? That nigga is garbage, man. I know you can't just call an NBA nigga garbage, man, but he's garbage for the situation, man. Everybody's not cut to play in Hollywood, man. LA is the big stage, man. That nigga got to go, yo. See, everybody said this. They take Jackson over him. Look at that. all the others that were glorifying substance abuse are no longer around. Most I have seen women raising their kids with no responsible male around, but it's a lot more layered now. If you put it out there, hold that. Whatever you put out into the atmosphere, whatever you put out into the universe, you will get you some of it. That's why the earth is round and shit. You'll get you some of it. Juice WRLD. How many rappers do y'all know who've overdosed and passed away? Let's get all the names out here right now. Let's get a visual on it. Who are the he said, do you think Lil Wayne is to blame for the drugs? He started the whole pill music. Yeah, he's to blame for a whole lot of shit. He is. He was very influential. Wayne was becoming super influential while I was on my DVD mission and shit. I wasn't really chasing him. I was chasing Joel Santana and shit because that was just like the equivalent of getting a Lil Wayne, not comparing them guys musically and shit, but I used to be around guys and they used to be talking about him all the time. Like he was nice and like the music is this and I'm listening to him and I'm like, Lil Wayne for real and shit. Like people really like Weezy and shit, but he definitely was talking all that drug shit. He don't be saying that shit no more. He don't. He said Robert Horry or Jackson. Robert Horry is longer. He's probably a better defender. He got 7 titles for a reason. He hit them shots. They call him Big Shot Rob. Pill movement started in the Bay. Look up Mac Dre. We need to destroy it because it's hurting people. He said David Ruffin died in a crack house down the street from my pop crib on 39th in Reno and West Philly. I don't know about that David Ruffin situation. I'm too young to know about it. I remember when it happened, I was a kid and shit. But I do remember being in jail with people, like older dudes, some serious older dudes, who was kind of like talking about that shit. Like he was fucking with some serious, David Ruffin was fucking with some dangerous niggas, man, owing niggas money and shit like that. Some very, very dangerous niggas, man. These motherfuckers was old and dangerous when I encountered them and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't ear hustling or nothing. I was just sitting there and the niggas was talking and shit. You know what I'm saying? My man said Ruff was murdered. I just tried to say that without saying it on here and shit. But I was in jail with some older niggas, man. He's pretty sure they dead now. I was about 18 or 19 when this encounter happened and shit. You would hear about, when you came through the system, if anything happened in Philly, the system is small. You're going to get the news on shit. You are. He said Philly Black Mafia. He could have been at it with the Black Mob. I don't know who these people was. I know they was older than me and shit. I know they was serious as fuck. I know they had super fucking juice in the jail I was in. And they was just notorious and shit. Like, I don't know if they did it hands on, but they was just talking about him like he wasn't shit. For real. He said the house still boarded up to this day. Most of these rappers are a bunch of modern day Flavor Flavs, long gone days of the Chuck D's. No disses on Flav. Flav brought something to the table, man. Flav had the whole world wearing clocks in 86, 87 and shit. I had one. I was the shit. Me and my sister had one. My little sister had one. She had a pink one. And I had one that kind of looked at gold. It ended up getting tarnished after a while and shit. But we went to school with them shits on, man. I was going to Rosemont in Norfolk, Virginia. I went to school with a Flavor Flav clock on, man. I was the shit. Word. My man said I had two. Yeah, I had one. My man said I had a red one. If you could get one of that's when the flea markets was popping in Norfolk and shit. Used to get a lot of fly. It was a flea market across the street, kind of like across the street and down the street from the Point Terrace projects. We used to ride bikes down there, get 2-3 finger rings and shit like that, stopwatches and shit. That era. Flavor Flav just cranked up his podcast a month ago. Shout out to Flavor Flav. I hope it's a success. I'm very, very possessive of them guys, man. The entertainers, the musicians that I grew up on and shit. The Public Enemies and shit. The Chucks. Boogie Down Productions and shit like that. LL, Run DMC, Jam Master Jay. I took that shit very, very fucking hard when Jam Master Jay was killed like that. He said the flea market on Little Creek Road. That's the joint. I wasn't gonna be able to say it. That's it. We used to ride bikes down there and shit. The African leather medallions. My mom worked at a bookstore in Norfolk on West 35th Street. 35th Street in Norfolk, that was like they Harlem. That was like they New York City strip. It was like a little city. It was like a city within a city. I used to hustle on 35th Street. When I mean hustle, I mean bean pies, incense, oils, newspapers. I used to work on the truck. I worked on the truck with this brother Shabazz, I believe his name was, and shit. This is early 80s, Nation of Islam, taking karate and shit. Working on the fruit truck, delivering the produce and shit. I was doing all that back then and shit. I used to come to school with them African medallions on because they was in the bookstore that my mom worked at and shit. And I think he used to be buying them shits off my neck in school and shit. Good morning. Hip-hop legends are supposed to die old and age gracefully. I noticed something about the music business. It'd be a lot of alcohol and excess. It's a lot of excess. What I mean by that is from me holding a camera and following a rapper all day and shit, we might go to 3 different spots, and every engagement, every meeting, Every engagement, every studio, they might drink something. If we getting something to eat, they might drink something. You be like, damn, this nigga drink all day long and shit. Now he might not, the artist might not even notice it and shit. On top of going to the club that night and trying to pop bottles and shit. He said Gully was on a Tribe Called Quest shit. I was wearing dashikis and kente cloth and shit to school. When I didn't like that shit. I hated it. I almost hated it sometimes because I was being forced to wear it, not knowing that my mom trying to give me some culture. When Heavy D and the Boys came out in Black Beat magazine with that kente cloth shit on, it was up. It was up. It was up. It was up. They like, Jamil has been wearing this shit for years. Oh, this is what it is now. This is what it is now. Y'all remember that shit? Y'all remember Heavy D and them had all of them had it on. They had the black ones on with the kente on the strut. They had that shit, and they had the crowns. When them niggas came out and start wearing kufis and shit like regular rappers, and Latifah was wearing it, we was the shit. My family have been looking like that all our life and shit. Like, we instantly now everybody want a kufi. The fuck out of here. Niggas was just teasing me about my kufis and shit. Playing around, snatching them off my head, wanting to run around, play jokes and shit. He said, La Kim should be. Man, when Big Daddy Kane said Assalamu Alaikum on a record, that just changed everything for us, yo. That changed everything for us. That shit changed everything for us. Man, listen, yo. Man, I remember, hey, yo, I had an incident with one of my uncles and shit about a kufi and shit, right? I wore one to church on Easter and shit. My mom on one shit. She's still trying to respect my grandmother and her Baptist thing and shit. So we would go to church on Easter respecting my grandma and shit. Uncle told me to take my kufi off. I'm like, what? Nigga, you bugging. Nigga snatched my kufi off my motherfucking head. Wanted to kill this nigga, yo. Our relationship was never the same. I swear to God, it was never the same. He done passed away and everything. Our relationship was never the same. He did that in like 1987. I remember I had on a Todd One sweatsuit. I had on a Todd One sweatsuit on Easter at church, Todd One, with the fucking, you could zip the sleeves off this motherfucking shit, man. African medallions on my neck and shit. In church shit, British Knights. Uncle was hating. Anyway, he said, how you felt when Jim Jones was calling himself the Koofy Smacker? He was saying that shit in New York. Ain't no Koofy smacking in Pennsylvania, yo. He said Todd Williams was the dope boy shit of the show. I had an older brother. I had an older brother, man. So I got a chance to see all that shit up close and shit. But nigga be looking mad skinny online. He said, I remember British Knights. My first Todd One, I took me and my man Johnny. This when I was living in Norfolk and shit. It was this wild nigga named Johnny. If you niggas know him, if you was from like Norview and shit, when he was young, he was wilder than everybody. Like he carrying hammers and shit. Light-skinned dude. I think he had green eyes. I think it was wild and shit. But anyway, me and him get to running together some type of way and shit. And he put me onto a lick. He like, yo, I know some sweatsuits at. I'm like, where? He like, man, I know where this house at, man. This nigga be putting all of his sweatsuits on the clothesline. Our first time was we ripped him off a nigga clothesline and shit. Me and this nigga named Johnny and shit. He obviously was a hustler and shit. We ripped them joints, man, and kept getting. If any niggas from Norfolk, they know this dude, man. I forget his last name but he was notorious. He went to Rosemont Middle School with me and shit. I can't remember what project he was from because Rosemont was kind of surrounded by projects. But niggas from Norfolk know. Yeah. Yeah, me and this little nigga named Johnny and shit, he took me on a route. My man Buck him down said Hassan Campbell got more going on in YouTube than Gully. I don't be on here all day. Hassan Campbell is my man. We not in competition. We don't even do the same thing. We don't even do the same thing. Spaz, get that negative nigga out my chat room. Kick him out of here forever. Buck him down, get him out of here. He coming here with that niggerly shit, trying to put me and Hassan against each other. Hassan black like me. Moderators eliminating. The 5%ers from Harlem check Jim Jones 125th about that goofy shit he was saying. Y'all just gave me a flashback. Got my Sergio Tacchini Prolo shirt stolen off a clothesline in Richmond. That probably was a Southern hustle, man. Probably was a Southern hustle. I heard they about to pass a bill that pays college athletes. Is that true? I heard that already happened. Got him up out of here. Peace, my nigga. He said, what's wrong with these dudes that divide and conquer shit? He don't even know that shit is corny. Don't you know that shit is corny? That shit is corny. It's corny. Me and Doggy Diamonds was talking the other day. Shout out to Doggy and shit. We, Yuck Mouth put us together and shit. We back on the court and shit. He was saying, man, he like, man, all of the, the other platforms, they work together and shit. He said, all you see is, the black platforms kind of like it, having issues with each other and shit. Like that shit corny. We need to start sharing resources, and that's true and shit. It is. It is. He said, my neighbor was a young hustler. I could see in his window, his room looked like a clothing store. I was like, damn. He said, is Kufi some religious shit? No, I think it's more so culture. But that's Philly First 48, Johnny Mac. What's good? What's good, my nigga? Good morning. It's more so culture. You'll see people who not Muslim wearing a kufi in all countries. Seriously. Athletes will be able to make money off images and likenesses. Did you used to run on Mercury in Norfolk? Nah, I'm a Norview nigga. I'm from the Hole. You know what the Hole is? I lived there. Them niggas, I could name names. They was all my childhood friends and shit. They love when I do that shit. They love when I get on my Norfolk shit on here. But yeah, I played basketball for Northview Community Center. I was just talking to my man because I had some contact with Joe Smith. I called my man Bonnie. You know what I mean? Stravon Jordan, my nigga from childhood. I call him and shit. I'm like, yo, I just, I asked him, I said, what high school did Joe Smith go to? I thought maybe he went to Booker T. Washington or something like that. He's like, he went to Maury and shit. I'm like, word? I'm like, so he probably played against Purnell and shit. Purnell Taylor, that's my man. Niggas from Norfolk, if you about basketball and shit. Early 90s, Purnell Taylor, Shano, them my niggas. I grew up with them niggas. But anyway, I said them niggas' name. He was like, man, Joe Smith played against them niggas. As a matter of fact, he dunked on Purnell and shit. So, He said, I'm late, you on point. And I'm like, damn, so he played, Joe Smith played in the same youth sports league that I played in. He probably played against our older team and shit. I think he might have played for like Park Place or some shit like that. I played for Norview Community and shit. They took Reggie Bush Heisman, now won't give it back. Why they take his Heisman? He said 585 a death trap. Oh, that's The Rock. The Rock is going up right now, man. The Rock needs some healing, man. I be hearing about it. Only people that put other black content creators down are the ones that's one-dimensional, just prison stories or wherever the fuck their content is. Diversify your content and prosper. Facts. Most niggas raised by single mothers, so they take on female traits that most don't break. So, my nigga, you gotta use some commas and shit. He said, I met Pernell Whitaker in Virginia back then on me, bitch. Pernell's from Norfolk. You should be jogging around and shit. Good morning to everybody that's here. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at GullyTV1 and on Instagram at GullyTVWorld. Joe Smith was the player of the year in college and shit. #1 pick too. Big business. Word. I ain't been playing ball lately. I've been too busy with this. This book that I'm writing is taking all my energy and everything, yo. I got a book for y'all. This shit crack. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm meticulous about this dribble and shit. You're going to be able to read this shit. Sweet Pea from Youngs Park. We used to go to Youngs Park and have to play them niggas in basketball. They community center right in the middle of their damn projects. So what Quilly do now? Quilly needs rehab fast. He's destroying his brain. He probably ain't gonna never recover from this shit. I mean, what he gonna do? Make a song about it? Probably can make a song about it. Bounce back. I was getting high. I don't know, man. He needs some healing in his life. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. College is going to have kids from the hood, New York, Philly, Chicago, Detroit, getting money. College athletes were starving while coaches made millions a season. Gully glue. The historic black colleges and university going to suffer. No endowment to pay these players. That is going to fuck them all up. He said King's Dominion. I remember that shit. I wasn't going to that shit. I was too young. I was in Norfolk when Church Street was notorious. When Club Royal Blue was popping and shit like that. That's the type of shit that, you know, was on the radio and shit. I got one more Murder Unit installment. I do. The final chapter. Is Quilly top 5 from his era, in your opinion? I don't know. I was never, you know, like, I can't even name a Quilly song. Some of them I like, but he didn't spaz on some shit. I done heard him spaz, but I can't name no songs or nothing like that. Athletes are getting paid off the use of their likenesses, not to play. How is historic black colleges and universities going to suffer? A lot of top players are fleeing to the HBCU. If them big schools, if you can sell your merch or you can earn money at them big schools, they're like, I don't even know, man. Coach K, Coach, I don't know. If you can make money at them big schools, why would you go to a smaller school, a smaller stage, when being on the big school, being at North Carolina or, Georgia Tech or one of these universities, Tennessee, by Baylor, by being at one of these universities, you can be playing on television, on mainstream TV, primetime, or you can be in these high profile NCAA tournaments. You can be seen. It's a bigger platform, a bigger stage to sell your shit. So motherfucker like, damn, why would I go to that school when their games might only be on BET every now and then, when I can go to this school and be on ESPN on the regular and shit, and be on ABC on the regular, you know what I mean? And I'll be able to sell my shit because people are seeing this shit globally and shit. So that's what makes the historic black colleges and universities probably suffer, because it's turning into a money thing and shit. Shout out to Deion Sanders. I hope he get busy. I hope that turns out great. But again, money has infiltrated college sports. So niggas' performances might not even be good no more. Only one HBCU team will make it to the NCAA tournament. Who you think that would be? He said you'd rather be number 2 at a big school or number 1 at a smaller school. Number 2 at a big school. Keep it real with you and shit. All I gotta do is get on the court or get on the field and shit. Sell my motherfucking merch. Dr. Khalid Muhammad, influential, strong. Need him today. He would be a factor today. Recently, they found some black Moors and arrested them. They was heavily armed, allegedly. They didn't show their faces, though. I want to see who those people are. Good morning to everybody. Like this video. Once the top black talent start going to the HBCUs, those schools will generate more income and get better. I agree with you, but it's got to be a build. That's just going to take a minute, man. %78 of the personalities featured on Gully TV have went on to other platforms or started situations getting to the money. Journalism, investigative news, reviews, columns, features, and writing. (6ix9ine) said, how's that studio apartment you renting? A studio apartment is fly. Last time I knew. I ain't renting one, though. I own one. Only one HBCU team makes it to the NCAA tournament every year. What team? Who's the superpower in the historic black college and university basketball world? Don Jones, good morning. Can y'all like the video? Can we get like 300 likes and 600 people in here? Stephen A. trying his best to promote HBCUs. I got a Norfolk State sweatshirt. You already seen that. I played it. I couldn't play no baseball. I played every sport, though, basically. Wrestling, track, basketball, football. We're going to see what's going to happen with Royce the 5'9" and all those guys. It's Royce, Mickey Fax, RJ Payne, and I think Lupe. Quilly do this every 3 years. Are you saying that he may have some mental problems? Are you saying they may have some mental problems? Top 5 point guards, talent for talent. I only can speak for Magic Johnson, yo. I only can speak for Magic Johnson. That's it. In regards to that, right behind Magic could be Isaiah, then Kevin Johnson, and then I could, I don't know, pick some personal favorites and shit. Don't ever make no mistake about it. If Michael Jordan wasn't feuding with Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton would have never been on the. He would have never been on the Dream Team. Let's get that understood. So don't look at it differently. Don't think that he equal. He not. Kevin Johnson averaged more points than John Stockton. He should have been on a Dream Team over John Stockton. You feel me? So he said KJ not a top 5 point guard. Why not? Why not? Why not? Please tell me why not. Do you know Kevin Johnson played against Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson on a regular? Do you know KJ dunked on? Do you know KJ dunked on Akeem Olajuwon? Climbed up his body. He said Rod Strickland better than Kevin Johnson. Numbers don't support this. Numbers don't support that. My man said Mark Price over KJ. I believe this to be true that Kevin Johnson came into the league averaging 20 and 10, 20 points, 10 assists. He might have averaged it for 5 seasons. He averaged 17 and 10 on a career. Kevin Johnson. Hello. He said these niggas don't know what they're talking about at all. I know they don't. I know they don't. Who was the second best point guard in the Western Conference after Magic? He said the West back then was tough, very tough, because you still had Terry Porter up in Portland. There was some niggas around. I think Derek Harper played for the Dallas Mavericks. There was some PGs around. He said baseline on Hakeem. My man said, who's KJ? See, that's a shame. He don't even know who KJ is because the media promote John Stockton. You know who John Stockton is, though, right? My man said Fat Lever. I forgot about him. He was out there too. He's a factor, triple-double nigga. Clyde wasn't a Sleepy Floyd was out there. Clyde is a 2-guard. He said you had to be there to know. I'm just keeping it real. The hip hop, sports, and fashion. This is what I do here. This is what I do here. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, if Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas didn't have no type of history, acrimony, whatever the issue was, John Stockton never would have been on the Dream Team at all. He wouldn't have. My man said KJ is 17 and 9. 17 and 9 and 9 on career guy. Okay. Now go look up what's my man? Go look up John Stockton stats. Y'all see that big ass gap? He said you are very valid points because I know basketball and I watch that shit. Y'all see that big ass gap? What John Stockton average? Imagine Kevin Johnson with Karl Malone on his team. Imagine if KJ had Karl Malone. KJ was often the one doing the damage for Phoenix. He said Gary Grant. Gary Grant wasn't like that. Played for the Clippers. Ah, shit. Stockton 13 and 10. You see that big ass gap? You see that big ass gap? We got to keep it real on Gully TV. Big ass gap. Don't forget the name. Kevin Johnson. Fire. He said, who took Phoenix to the playoffs all them years before Chuck got there? You know who? Subscribe to the channel, man. I've been here long. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure y'all hit my sports channel, Gully TV Sports. Subscribe to Gully TV Sports. We can do this again, man. Y'all can learn about Kevin Johnson. Y'all can get the real dribble here on Gully TV. I appreciate everybody's attention. Y'all came here. You could have been any place in the world, but you was here dribbling. And I appreciate that. I'm out. Peace.